Okay.
20 years of the league. When I think about it, you just think about all the memories, but you think about how unbelievable it was that you're even doing it, because this was not even something that even was in my imagination growing up. It didn't exist. It wasn't here. It only came about when I was like a senior in college, and it's been unbelievable ever since. The friendships that I have, traveling all over the world, I mean, it's really been a major part of my life.
Do you think that the players are significantly better now than they were as a whole 20 years ago and as a ceiling 20 years ago?
Good question. I think the players, skill set, the players then and now could still compete. I think there are some that they're bigger and they're more versatile. I think some of the bigs are even more versatile than, back in the day, you're probably a little bit more like one position type players. Now they play multiple positions. It's just a faster game, I think, up and down, the skill level, the ball handling. But I would definitely, if you threw in the older players, they would come in here and wreck shop too. So it'd be a lot of fun to see that. But they're just, the skill level, because they start so young, and now they know this is an opportunity or something they can do. So they're that much more in tune and working on their games longer.
Do you think there's also just to that end, a higher ceiling for the players as a result of that, knowing that like when you're 5 years old now, like the WNBA is something to shoot for in a way that wasn't something you had?
I do believe that. I think they prepare themselves. I mean, physically, training, nutrition. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and these younger kids are doing that and pushing themselves in different ways. But yeah, I think they are prepared to do this even more so, and their skills are, just well developed as they get going. But one thing that maybe is just a little bit is just like they got to keep thinking the game. It's not just all about just how athletic I am or I can get shots off, but it's how to play in a team and how to understand that stuff. So there's always those components, but the kids are, they are talented when we get them out of college and get them on our court.
If you'll forgive a bit of resume conversation, in a lot of ways you are a forerunner for the direction this game has gone as an inside-outside threat, as someone who can make shots from the perimeter. When you look at just your wins above replacement, you are 5th in the history of the WNBA. Is that something that you have thought about in terms of like what it means, both like your impact on the players who have come since skill-wise on the court, and also just in terms of what that means in the history of the league?
It is, when you think about it, because I think a lot of players, you love the game so much and the numbers kind of follow, but when you do sit back after you play, you're just like, man, all right, that was pretty, like you must have done something, because you take so much pride in what you do and you want to do it well.
Right.
But it's not about the numbers, but then when you sit back and you're like, all right, well, I did it as well as I could. So you are proud of what you did, that you went out and competed every night and could compete with anybody. And then seeing the players that are coming through and blowing these numbers out the water and the scoring that they're doing, it's just a lot of fun to see our game evolve and see these ladies compete at the highest level and have fun doing it, and then be able to do it in the States in front of their own family and friends.
It seems like the game is clearly on this consistent upward trajectory over 20 years. The attention is not. And I'm wondering, like, if you see a difference between now and even when you first got to the league, and what you think is, and if anything, the league itself can do, or how much of that has to come externally. It has to be an external change from media.
Yeah, obviously when the league first started, there was a ton of coverage and fans and excitement, and then it continued. Certain teams drew better than others as it's gone. TV, ESPN's been a great partner. This MSG here, there's a lot of local stations even carry. So there's a lot of great things. It's just we also have to make this. We have your basketball fan. We get the basketball fan to come in the gym because they love the game. We got to get those that aren't die-hard women's basketball fans, but we got to make it an event to go to, like someplace where you got to be, like you got to go. Even if you're not watching the basketball game, it's someplace like, yeah, let's go out and let's do this, let's go here. So we still have to always take care of our part, putting a good product on the floor, playing hard, doing that, and then on the outside, just continue to try to figure out ways to engage the community and get new people into the seats.
How much of the casual fan comes down to, if media is not letting people know that this is going on, then someone who's not seeking out WNBA media info isn't going to be able to find it.
Right, and there's people that really just are clueless or don't know about it.
Right.
They don't know where it's at. They don't know when the season is going on. They may have heard about it in passing someday or somewhere. So it's a tough thing, because if we get more media coverage and get it out there, then people may be more interested in stopping by a game just randomly. And but it's also goes towards the bigger audience. And so it's we got to catch 22, but we got to keep fighting. We got to do our part on the grassroots level, keep spreading in everything we do, just talk about the WNBA and how much it's meant to us. And then on the other side, just trying to get people to cover it and all the stories, whether it's the basketball or the people that are involved. It's such a diverse group with so much to offer.
Do you feel like there's almost a next generation coming here, a transition, whether it's you getting promotion to associate head coach, whether it's Ruth down in San Antonio getting the GM spot, even someone like Imani Boyette coming in, literally a second generation WNBA player. Does that seem to you like it's almost like a WNBA 2.0?
It is nice. It's nice to see people that have gone through in basketball, has done so much, and we've come through the league, and now coming back to try to give back ourselves and to give back to the kids and try to have success in a different avenue, a different role. And then to have players have kids that are them aspiring to be basketball players and follow in their mom's footsteps. It is nice to share that, because it does impact our lives. Being an athlete, being a women's basketball player, the opportunities that I've gotten out of it and many others have been unreal. I mean, it's really opened up every door that I've had. And it's just a special bond that we want to continue to grow and do our part about giving back and continue to grow it. And whatever that may be. It may be on the sidelines, it may be coming, being a fan, it may be buying some tickets and giving them to other people. And it means a lot, because this game's meant a lot to us. We want to continue to make sure this thing's going to be around.
Is there a memory that stands out for you as just number one when you look back on? I mean, that's got to be so hard to choose with the career that you've had.
It's hard. Like, my time in Minnesota was special. The fans there, being there for that 6.5 years. Obviously, my championships in Detroit were a really great time. The players, my teammates, being coached by Bill, Rick, and Coach Reed, it was probably some of the best basketball that I've ever been a part of. And then the opportunity to meet and be in some other cities and meet the ownership and the fans, and just the appreciation of women's basketball all across the country. But those are some of my favorite times throughout the WNBA. It's hard to pinpoint, because it really has been a great ride for myself.
And then just last one, I'm curious, on the court, when you see someone like Breanna Stewart doing a lot of the things that you really pioneered in a lot of ways, in terms of the type of game she has, do you feel a pride of ownership? Is that something that that you can sort of take credit for in your own mind?
You do an extent. I mean, these kids probably don't know who we are. I mean, some of us, and they really don't. That's part of it. I think these, the college kids should probably watch. I don't think they watch the WNBA enough. They don't know, as much of all their history. But that's just something that, if this is where you want to aspire to be, you should probably follow and try to watch and really know kind of what it's all about. But yeah, you do. All of this, whether they know your name or not, your hard work, sweat, tears, your community involvement has helped this thing continue. And that's why a lot of people still give back, because we do know that we were a part of that. No matter how big your name is or how small your name is, everybody had a piece to make this thing what it is today, and hopefully keep growing.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and for more on the Liberty and throughout the WNBA, check out our Excel Sports YouTube page. Thank you very much.